well, greetings everybody that's got on here so far. We are expecting more people, but we're going to get started today. Our guest today is Jim Hinze, and he's that little old pin maker in Texas. So if you ever order a pin from Jim, you know, he makes them one at a time. And that's been his thing since day one. Isn't that correct, Jim?
Yeah, we're going on a few years now, right? 5,
Right.
6, something like that.
Yeah. So if you're in a hurry for a pen, that's not going to happen because he only has 2 hands. So I'm going to turn it over to Jim. So Jim, tell us about what has happened, that kind of slowed you down and knocked you off your feet and then we'll take it from there.
So let's see, round about late January, my left knee started to get stiff and painful. It sort of kept growing, and long story short, towards the end of February, they discovered I was growing or culturing a big thing of staph in my left knee. So they had to go in, cut it open, clean it all out, and I was on IV antibiotics at home for about 7, 8 weeks. So with all that tubing, couldn't go near equipment. That gets caught up in the lathe. That's kind of dangerous. So I've only been back in the shop about 3 weeks, and I'm dang near caught up. I think I got 4 pens to do, and then I'll be all caught up. And then it's getting ready for shows.
Yeah. Now, when is your first show coming up?
North Carolina, June, I believe, 13th through 15th. It's that second weekend in June, the Triangle Pen Show.
Okay. So how many pens are you planning to take with you?
As many as I can. I'd like to take 100. We'll see if we can get there. Between Ray and myself, we should be able to.
A quick note from Liz and Janice. They said to tell you hi, glad you're feeling better, and they love their pocket pens. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
Janice's, I think, was one of my favorite ones. We did one of the Bifrost ones as a pocket pen for her.
So if anybody needs or likes to ask a question from Jim, here's your time to do it if you care to. Mr. Danny, welcome to the show, Danny. Danny Thomas.
Well, Jim, I don't own one of your pens yet, and I'm just getting started.
Why not?
Well, I'm just kind of getting started here, and for me, it's a little bit at a time. I can't do a whole lot all at once, but
Sure.
I've looked at your pens and they look beautiful. I did have a question about your nibs. Do you have any what I call specialty nibs? Do you have stub nibs, italics, architect pens, anything like that?
So I range from extra fine all the way up to the biggest stubs in both Bach and Jowo. So Jowo, that's 1.5, and Bach, it's 1.9. I don't do grinds myself.
Right.
I focus on making the pens, but I do work with several nibmeisters. So if you want an italic grind or an architect grind, we could take a Bach double broad and send it off to Gina or Pen Realm or Mark Backus and have them grind an architect for you.
So you use mainly
part of the pen.
You use Bach nibs then mainly?
No, I mainly use Jowo.
Okay.
For years, Bach has had, with their steel nibs, Bach has had some quality control issues, to put it mildly, which is why companies like Visconti has been moving away from them. They have gotten significantly better in the last year or two. And I still have a number of customers that demand Bach. So I keep probably 15 to 20 Bach nibs on hand across the board. And I usually stock somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 80 Jovos.
Okay.
Smattering of gold nibs. I do very much like the Bach number 8 titaniums and the number 6 titaniums. Those are really nice nibs.
Okay, thank you.
So Jim, what is the hottest seller on your line right now?
Oh my goodness, that dang nebula.
The nebula.
Everybody wants blue and orange.
Huh?
I have shipped more nebulas since January 1st, I think, than I ever have.
Wow.
In fact, I'm polishing one to go to New Zealand in a couple days.
Okay, see, that Americana is bad too. I like that Americana. That's a beautiful pen.
I like it too. I'm getting ready to work on one for a gentleman who contacted me on Facebook. That'll be a fountain rollerball double kind of action on it. But it's not been a tremendous seller, which is probably good because I've only got about 20 of those Art Deco clips left. Once they're gone, they're gone.
So are you going to keep the pen still, but just add a different clip to it maybe?
Yeah, I will probably try and replicate the clip myself. I've been working on it on the side. I've got some ideas on how I can make it. Or I may talk to the guys over at Magna Carta and see if they can produce it for me.
Right. Okay. With Heron, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. The Americana isn't going to go away. The overall shape will not go away. The Deco clip, that may end up ultimately going by the wayside, but we'll replace it with something classy.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. The Americana is to die for. I really, really love it. Welcome, Marilyn. Welcome, Tony. Good, great. Scares me. I'm in shock. God. My man, Tony, look at everybody's here and they're happy and smiling. So, Jim, real
Yes.
quick, how long does it actually take you to make one pen if everything goes right, but no problems?
Well, it depends on the pen. So let's take the Elementar. Straight body, no clip, no taper, just a basic pen. I have gone around the country and I've made those before a live audience from full rod to polished shiny pen in 90 minutes while talking and teaching.
Oh my God.
It's not the highest quality at that point, obviously, and it's done on a wood lathe in front of that audience. In fact, I'll be doing the same seminar in Waco at SWAT in August.
That's still pretty amazing.
Yeah, I don't do that normally. Take an Americana. Americana will take me probably 4 to 5 hours in the shop before it goes to polish. And that's just to get all the dimensions right, the taper right, fitting the clip properly, and making sure it's ready for the polishing queen.
So right now, do you have any orders that you're working on?
Yeah, I've got the last 4 from when I've been down that I'm finishing up. There's a jewelry maker named Marilyn who's got 2. She's getting 2 big Avancios that I'm doing. Another gentleman who's very fond of my pens. We're doing a similar to Frank's Franken pen, just with some different materials. I got a giraffe. Actually, the pattern on the material looks like a giraffe, and we're splicing it together with the Magma Dragon Juma.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. He's got the other one. We're splicing it reverse this time. So he's going to have like brother-sister twins, just reversed. And then I'm doing another, we're taking the Heimdall material and splicing in some pink ivory, which is a wood. And the last one I have to do, the order just came in, is we're going to take all the hues of purple we have and swirl it up.
Wow. Hey, Jim, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, Tony.
And I was going to ask you, Larry asked you about how long it takes to make a pen. And I think last time when we had our little 3-way visit there, you'd mentioned that you were having some of your work done by some, they were helping you out by doing some of the prep work.
Oh, no, I actually have another maker, junior maker on staff.
Okay.
So he's been with me for Well, he was with me in 2018, and for probably 6 months. Then he ran into some family issues and job issues and disappeared. He came back, about 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's Francisco's cousin, Ray.
Oh, okay.
So we took one of my lathes, we moved it over to his house in his garage, and we meet up a couple times a week. And I take what he's got done for polishing, and I turn over a bunch of blanks and marching orders, what I need made. He primarily works on inventory for the shows. So we I don't spend all my time doing custom orders, and then it comes time for the show and we have nothing to bring.
All right.
But he does most of the basic stuff.
Speaking of Francisco.
Whoa, welcome, Francisco.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, there he is. We were just talking about Ray.
My man Francisco, dang.
I was on the phone with Ray. He stopped working about an hour ago, but he called me asking me some questions. So I was trying to get on it right at 6:30. But
Oh,
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
say hi.
Hi, guy. Is that your papa?
Okay, Google, turn on the living room.
Good. All right. Oh,
fancy.
yes. Only Francisco can do that. Hello, Google. All right. So, back to Mr. Jim. Do you still pour your own blanks, or if you do, how long does it take to do all this?
So I still pour the Nebula, the Blue Storm, the Beacon. There's another one up, or the Zeitgeist. I do those. Anything new that you've seen coming out lately that I don't buy, like a diamond cast, Elise is pouring.
Okay.
So the Mermaid series, she did the macaws for the Chicago Pen collaboration. She is an artist in her own right, and she does tremendous work. She's just got an eye for everything.
Is there a popular color? Do people like all these bright colors, or do they like more solid colors, stripes, or what?
The crazier the swirl, the better. And at least for us, we've never gone wrong with bright colors. If you like a real classy, subdued pen, the Americana is the way to go. Or the Blue Storm or the Beacon, something real basic. But if you look at some of our more recent ones, for example, Arabian Nights is gorgeous. That macaw with the orange and the green and the yellow and the reds, people are really loving the bright colors. And then, we'll plate a nib to go with it and match, and a clip, and it completes the ensemble, and off we go.
Every time I look for a Bifrost, you guys are all out of them.
Tell me when you want one.
Place an order right now.
I'll make one special for you.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about thoughts about getting one, but
What do you think? Green nib, purple nib, red nib, pink nib,
no.
orange?
Can't go wrong with any of the colors. Actually, orange looks really good too.
Orange looks sick on it. It looks
If you get a
awesome.
rod from Diamond Cast that's got more orange in it.
Oh,
Green and orange are my
diamond
two
cast.
favorites.
So, Jim,
But yeah, Marilyn, you let me know when you're ready. I'll do one special for you.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
As soon as we get them in stock, they go. It's just one of those things. Yeah, Larry.
I imagine they're very popular.
You're waving at
everybody
Roland.
wave. Everybody wave at him. Give him a little
Hey,
wave. Yay. So, Jim, how many tables are you going to have this time at the show? Number one question. Second question. What do you anticipate at the show? Are they going to let everybody in, or a certain amount in, with or without mask? What's the deal with all that?
So from my understanding, first at Triangle, we're going to have one table. Miami, we're going to have one table. DC, we're going to have two. Dallas, I've requested 2. I haven't gotten confirmation yet. I've asked for 2 in Chicago. I'm guaranteed 1 because we paid 2 years ago. And I haven't gotten the form yet for Colorado, so I don't know there yet. So the bigger shows, we're going to try and spread out and have 2 tables. As far as I know, they're going to ask everybody to maintain social distancing rules. They were going to make you wear a mask, and that was before the CDC announcement today. They've completely upturned their mask requirements now. So, and in prep for the show, I actually got my 2nd Pfizer vaccine dose today, so I'm all good to go.
Good.
Good
The
job.
latest from the CDC, I read today that they're lifting the mask restrictions, but they're saying that if you around large crowds to wear
You
the
should
mask.
still wear a mask. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, as much as I hate the mask thing, if you look at the number of flu incidents that have occurred, they're down like 2,000%. And I think a lot of that is social distancing, the overuse of hand sanitizer and masks.
And everything's getting reported as COVID, so there's no.
Well,
just
that
COVID.
too, Frank, you're absolutely right there. I heard some guy got in a motorcycle accident. They tested him positive and named it a COVID death. But you know,
Yeah,
Anyway, lots of stories.
yep. That's what I heard too. Yep.
I just got back from Texas, from San Antonio, and you guys are killing it down there. I love it. I'd like to move down there. It's nice.
oh yeah, you know what? Until the rest of the Californians move in and start
Right.
changing things,
And ruin it.
Texas is a
Ruin
great
it.
state. They got their head on right. They're doing a good job. They're not
Yeah.
perfect. They make their
No.
mistakes. But you know, if you look at Florida and Texas, they've done a very good job through the pandemic and used common sense instead of reactionary sense.
Right.
Just my opinion.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, you can drag my corpse out of Texas if you want to put me somewhere else. I'm never leaving now that I'm back.
Yeah.
That's what I say about California.
What they're going to do for me, I've requested this. They're going to go ahead and stuff me and put me at a Starbucks store.
Yeah.
Well, they just pass you from store to store. You know, some of the
That's it,
local
yeah,
ones.
yeah. It's going
What
to
do
be
you think? A
called
venti cup or a grande? Or
Larry the Latte.
Sorry about that. Natalie was telling me, Francisco, to send you the link.
Sent me the link.
No, Natalie came upstairs and said, send Francisco the link.
I found
said,
it. Yeah.
I'm looking at him right there.
You
We're
know,
good. Sorry.
do you have a fountain pen turning pen channel on YouTube?
I have a YouTube channel that's got some very old videos on it that I recorded back in 2017, 2018. The problem is, you know, every time I plan to shoot something else, I got a rash of orders I got to fill.
Right.
So,
Well, see, that's the great thing about YouTube is you just set up a camera in one corner of your room and go, and people will watch it for hours and hours. See, that's basically what I do. Want to do an ink review video. I just set up both of my cameras and I go to town and let people sit there and watch. If they want to watch, cool. If they don't mind, whatever.
we're gonna try and do some live streams here over the summer on Instagram. And I've been promising to reshoot my instructional videos from a long time back. You know, and I've got a lot of students. I'm not teaching anymore, one-on-ones. So I've got a lot of people asking for my teaching guide that I used to pass out in class and to redo the videos and things like that. So there's a lot of people now out there. When I started coming up, there weren't a lot of people sharing anything. And if you asked the question, your answer was go figure it out if you want to do it.
Yeah.
which is why I started teaching. But now, we've got so many pen makers out there, you can throw a stick and hit one. So,
Except in California.
you got a couple up there that I've taught.
Oh,
Her
yeah?
name, Kate.
Yeah, Kate Harrow over at Bow and Harrow Workshop. She'll make one.
I know.
And of course, I didn't teach him, but Eric Sands is out in California too. He's an
Yeah.
excellent teacher
Yeah.
and a great guy.
Yeah.
Has anyone heard of John Hubbard Jr., I believe? That ring a bell?
Yeah, it does. Can't put a face with the name though, but yeah, sounds familiar.
He's the one that did the Moon Man 3D.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to be you're going to be hosting him, aren't you,
Yeah,
Larry, at some point?
yeah. I got him coming up. Yeah. And Apple Boom just got in touch with me that, he was sorry what happened, but they just had the baby and it's been like chaos. But yeah, he's going to be on.
Hey, Jim, I got a question for you. Have you ever worked with celluloid at all?
Yeah, actually I have. It's interesting material. You just got to be a little careful so you don't melt it or catch it on fire.
All right.
So not too aggressive cuts and, go nice and easy.
One
I've
spark
got
and poof.
well, it's not quite that dramatic, but, zirconium can be. But celluloid, the biggest thing with that is kind of like acrylic, melting it,
Mhm.
Get overzealous, drilling a hole or whatnot, and you can stick it to everything.
I've noticed. Do you have like water running, hitting it as you're turning it? I've seen some videos where they're turning it and the water is just on it while they're maybe to cool it.
That's mostly CNC shops.
Okay.
That use the coolant because they're turning at such high RPM.
Mm-hmm.
My lathes don't go much over 2,000 RPM, so they're not crazy fast. And if I'm working with a delicate material like that, I go slow. I do have coolant on my mill for milling big aluminum pieces and things like that. I brought it over to the lathe and tried it, but it really wasn't working just because I'm not going that fast, and I don't have my tooling with ports in the back. So like when I'm drilling, the stuff's shooting forward, and that's all specialty stuff.
Oh, I just got really excited because I've been looking at something that I don't think exists, and maybe you can help me make it exist. I'm looking for a Parker Vacuumatic, the celluloid looking one with but in a blue desk pen. They don't make them in a blue desk pen.
Well, I've got the Parker Vacuumatic mechanisms that I can fit to a pen.
Well, I mean, I don't want it to be I'm just saying I want it to have the look. I don't care what the insides look like. It could be a hollow barrel for all I care. But I'm just saying the look. I'm looking for the look, and it doesn't exist.
You know what, Marilyn, send me a picture of what you want it to look like, and I'll go through the celluloid, see what I have that matches, or what we can pour that'll come close.
That's the stacked, right? The stacked kind of celluloid,
Yep.
I think. Yeah. Almost looks like the Visconti Wall Street type. They've got
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Alexa, stop. Sorry.
Hey, by the way, I remember being in St. Louis. I met Francisco in St. Louis at the pen show. I walked up to you and I said, "How's it going, Rodrigo?" I remember calling you. That was because Larry said, "Oh, you got to go by and see my friend Jim and Rodrigo." I said, "All right."
You know how many years it took us to break him of that?
He still calls me.
Larry's gonna log off and be like, "All right, thanks, Rodrigo."
Hey, Rodrigo!
My gosh.
Oh, well, what the heck? I'm close
That's all
anyway. He looks
You're
like
good.
a Rodrigo. Okay, Francisco. And Francisco was so calm and polite and nice, never would correct me, but Jim would. But did he do any good, Francisco? Nah. Still call him.
Nope.
Yeah.
You get something in your head, bang, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So Jim is the corrector. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
he may be silent and quiet, but he will correct people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. Hmm.
um,
So my question to you is, what do you use more? Here's a couple of questions. Acrylic, because isn't acrylic the lowest line of material to use to make a pen?
Well, polyester resin would be the lowest line. I don't use that much anymore. It's too brittle. Regular raw acrylic, you know, you can get that for demonstrators and stuff, but you end up with problems. I don't know how well you'll be able to see.
Yeah.
You see that all those cracks in there?
Yeah.
It's called crazing. They're basically stress fractures in the material. So acrylic's kind of a no-no. Then you have acrylic acetate. And that's a material you'll see like all of Edison's pens, their standard lines, those ribbons and swirls. Those are all acrylic acetate. Then you have what you basically call just resin, which could be alumilite, it could be epoxy, a couple different other compounds, and that's what we use most often, either epoxy or alumilite. It's more forgiving, it's more stable. You can throw it across the room, it won't shatter. It's fairly scratch resistant, and it polishes nice.
Question.
Yeah.
Omas described their resin as a cotton resin or vegetal resin.
That's celluloid.
Oh, is that what that means? Okay, so it's basically that. And
Yep.
have you ever thought about, Jim? Have you ever thought about mixing a resin, or can you mix resin with other raw materials? You know, I know that Dante just mixed, you know, volcanic ash or volcanic material to make that Homo sapiens, or I don't know how they did it. We mixed it with resin. Could you mix? I know diamond cast is obviously probably some flaking mixed in there.
It's actually diamond dust, but
Diamond
yeah,
dust, okay.
Yeah, you can mix sand into it, other ashes. I even saw one time somebody made a cow manure blank with epoxy and cow pus.
Couch, yeah,
You gotta be kidding.
No, it was a complete like white elephant gift, Santa white elephant gift, and it looked just like you would imagine.
wow, what a
People
crappy pen.
taking
What a piece
credit
of-
money from the Fed and mixing it with resin, you know.
That's a
There's
big
all
piece of
kinds
crap.
things you can
You think Ahab smell bad?
do.
That was he wanted to name it the Moo Man pen, but
But what about like micarta? Isn't that mixed?
Micarta is it's epoxy and denim or other fabric, and it's done under pressure.
damn it.
So yeah, hang on, I got one I can show you.
yeah, I think didn't Sean Newton come up with that, or not come up with that, but he did a lot of pens in that micarta.
Yeah, he's done a lot of pens in it. Yeah.
That green,
You know what? Let me turn off the background. Hang on,
yeah.
that'll be better.
Although that Aurora Borealis does look really cool.
It does, but
He just had to
and
be
you'll get
full
to
with his
see my
background.
you get to see my awful office.
Oh no, that's cool. I like that.
You lost.
Oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
that is really
I
cool.
didn't realize because
That's cool.
So that's all colored denim pressed together with epoxy under pressure.
Wow.
this is my
That's
piece.
Essentially
Actually
recycled
fiber.
jeans.
It's actually cloth fiber denim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you're turning that, how does your tool catch on that?
It depends on how well it's made. Usually, because it's under pressure, I mean, it's like mushed together and flattened and completely saturated. The epoxy usually wins out over the fabric. So
Wow.
it's at that point, it's more of a solid material than fibrous.
Okay. That is really cool. I got to say that much. That's really slick.
So Jim got a question for you. And
Yeah.
people ask this question several times a week, probably. Why are pens so expensive? Is it because you're buying the name? Is it because you're buying the materials used to make that pen, depending if it's like with Visconti, they don't use acrylic. They use what else would they use? Mont Blanc. Same thing with Mont
No,
Blanc.
it's all resin. It's just red. They call it precious.
resin. Precious resin is a pseudonym for
Precious.
polyester resin.
I'm precious.
Yeah.
Well, let's break it down this way. If you're buying a commercial pen, if you're buying a Sailor, if you're buying a Mont Blanc, if you're buying a Visconti, you're buying the name.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
If you're buying one of my pens, you're buying my time,
Mm-hmm.
all the time I spent learning how to make them. You're paying for the materials and the nibs, the polish. You know, you're not buying the Heinz brand name. That's not worth much right now. Maybe sometime in the future. But you know, I don't pay myself $10 an hour to make a pen.
I got $2 on it.
Takes me 4 hours. You're not getting a $40 pen.
Right.
Who's talking? Okay.
It's the artisan, the workmanship that he puts into that when you're dealing with a private
Well,
pen.
anytime you buy something handmade,
Yeah.
whether it be furniture, a plaque, or a painting, you know, there's time that's invested in perfecting that craft. So you're not just paying for the time it takes them to create that.
Right.
You're paying for the collective knowledge and years and practice and, you know, blood on the floor and broken pens and materials and everything else.
So is there a lot of competition with the pen makers just in Texas? Do you feel it?
No.
Oh.
We do different things. There are in Texas 1, 2, 3, 4 custom makers, 5, if you count Broadwell, I think. And we all have our own style. In fact, if anybody goes to the DC show, they have a little front room before the main ballroom. And when you go in there, you're going to find all the custom makers grouped together. We don't, you know, I don't compete with Sean. We may share customers, but people go to Sean to buy one of his pens. People come to me to buy one of mine. It's not like we're coaxing somebody between a Twisby and a you know, any other demonstrator you want to pick.
Buy from each other.
Yeah, hell, I've got my own collection of artisan pens.
Show them your new one.
Oh, that's all the way downstairs. It could take me 20 minutes.
That'll take 45 minutes to get it. Never mind.
But I've got a pen from Greg Hardy. I've got one from Troy over Country Made Pens. I've got a Prusak. Francisco's got a Newton. My daughter's got a Newton. You know, I buy from them as much as they buy from me.
Has Francisco ever influenced you on a pen? Does he ever have any input? Say, hey, listen, Jim.
Oh, hell yeah.
I want you to name one after me, Rodrigo, you know, oversized Rodrigo or something like that. Just, in fact, it would be good. Make an oversized pen. That would be good.
You already have an oversized.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I agree. I saw them. They're beautiful, by the way.
It's the next one. The only thing bigger, I think, is an Amiki Emperor.
Mm-hmm. No, I like your. I'm gonna get one of those.
No, he influences a lot of the pens. Between colors, clips, shapes. You know, of course, he's got his own style, and it's all black. But you know, he's good with the Black Pen Society people.
You have your pen? Do you have your pen, Francisco? Your
I got
black. I know.
Black pen. Don't take an hour, Francisco.
Black Pen Society. That's right.
You've been replaced.
Oh man. Actually, I have my DC, the pen itself that I got at DC. I actually left it in the office, but the pen, here's one of the. I might recognize this one.
Oh wow. Beautiful.
That number 8.
And which one is that? The
That's the Heimdall. Well, it's a Avancio model with the Heimdall.
Avancio. Yeah, Avancio. So can I get a number 8? Does that come with the number 8, Jim?
No, not by default. It's an upgrade.
Yeah.
I think it's $110 upgrade.
Right.
So it's a big nib. Here. I
Mm,
just happen to have a gold number 8 sitting here.
for reference, here's a 146. You can see the size difference.
Oh wow. Wow. Look at that section.
You got the 146, and then the with the essentially number 6 size.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
amazing.
then the number 8.
So, Jim, what size gold nib was that, Jim?
It's a number 8. Hang on, I got.
This one's actually well, I don't know about his. This one's actually titanium.
Oh,
Here's
okay.
And then this one's
6/8.
titanium, and I had him plated black, just to kind of go
Wow.
with the
How does that
matching
write?
clip.
How does that write, Francisco, with the titanium? You like it?
Oh, it's great actually. I was just playing with it last night. I get a little inside scoop. We're trying to come out with a line of notebooks, and we go through and we go to sources and whatnot and have them send us samples so we can play. And I've been kind of going through different nibs, different colors.
Mm-hmm.
And where's it at? Let's find it.
So Jim, you don't. While he's looking, you don't have the titanium yet in the 8, do you?
I've got a whole box of them.
Oh, okay.
Here.
This one. Can you see it?
Yeah, you can.
Wait, no, they're over here.
Well, I have some.
Oh, nice.
I have some pens with titanium nibs, and I love the titanium nib myself.
You can kind of compare. This is a fine titanium. And then like here's compared to an 823 medium fine, or the Homo sapiens fine. So the titanium fine and the Homo sapiens palladium fine right about the same size.
Wow.
And I actually have, you can see the shimmer. I've got diamond moon dust in there, and it looks really cool.
Oh wow.
So that's just some of the.
Here's a couple medium titaniums, number 8s.
And what does those sell for, Jim?
I think they're 120.
Okay.
3 arms, a leg, and
Here's a
half of an
fine.
eyeball.
Fine.
Yep. And I've got a broad here too.
Why did I get on here? Why did I get on here tonight? Now I'm thinking about getting on there. So just go ahead and order the damn thing. And
Here's an extra fine.
Just get it over with. Like a Band-Aid, just pull it off,
Tear it off. Just
shit.
place the order.
Marilyn, is there any Band-Aids at your hospital that don't hurt when you rip them off?
There's not one big enough.
it helps you kind of notice
They
the
all
difference.
hurt.
There's a little bit slimmer blue storm compared to the Avancio. If it kind of shows you the difference.
Wow.
Or like an Optima.
Oh my, yeah.
Wow. Gee Louise.
Huge.
And the MIDI Homo sapiens.
Daddy, when are you done with the
Oh, my
conference call?
goodness.
But
Probably
it
20 minutes.
posts really nice, so it doesn't extend
It
the
posts
length.
deeply. So actually, when you post it, I'll compare it to like
Oh, that's really nice.
we'll say the 146 again. Not terribly longer. See?
Perfect. And since it's resin, it's not going to be heavy.
Nope.
Done way thing, and I've got the actually just refilled the converter yesterday. Actually, the 146 is heavier than the whole pen itself.
Nice.
It's fun. This was was it Father's Day 2 years ago that you made for me?
Yeah.
His Father's Day is a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Father's Day was a long time ago.
Coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Gosh,
Awesome.
man, number 8.
Yeah. So,
So,
Tony, are you going to have people coming into the store, coming into the pen show when you're there, that have already ordered pens to pick up, or they order pens now and pick them up at that pen show?
They can. We don't have any orders right now for people to pick up at shows, but the shows only started getting confirmed here recently.
Okay.
So if somebody
actually
wanted to put in an order, we could certainly deliver it at the show.
We're in the midst of slowly redoing our site, and one of the options two of the options we've been asked for is one, hey, can we do a local pickup option so I don't have to pay the $12, for shipping if I'm down the corner? And then the second one was, can we do show pickup? And so that's two of the things we're going to start including in our, shipping option.
good idea. I did have a question about your titanium nibs. I've heard other stories that they're like they have a little bit of flex to them.
Yeah, they're labeled as semi-flex.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say they bounce.
I'd say they have give, very generous give. Like I said, that one was a fine, and it definitely doesn't write like a fine.
Right.
Definitely not bouncing though.
So is the titanium, is that a popular nib for you?
It's not tremendously popular. It's certainly got its audience. And I haven't really stocked the number 6s in titanium. I'll order them if you want. It's for somebody our size, it's impossible to keep every possible nib in stock. You'll see, I don't even have all the gold nibs I have in inventory listed. If you want a gold nib and I happen to have it in stock, all's well. Otherwise, it usually takes me 4 to 5 days to get it shipped over.
And then, in all honesty, it's kind of hard to have, each gold nib is, several. You're spending at least $100 on a nib. So if you have one of each plus the titanium ones in different sizes and whatnot, we'd have several $1,000s just sitting there waiting for someone to order something.
Yeah. So, and if it's not going nowhere, that's not good. So what people can do, if they want a certain nib and you don't have it in stock, you can order it. They have to just wait till it gets in, right?
Yeah. And, if you're ordering a pen that's in inventory, it would delay shipping maybe a week. If you're ordering a custom pen, the lead time's coming down to about 6 weeks now. The nib will be here before your pen's ready.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's one. Hopefully Jim can start working up here soon, but we got a M800 unit.
Jim, can you make like the Essenzio in that Nebula or the Beacon, I think it's called, the Beacon resin?
Yeah, I can do an Avancio in any of the resins we have.
Oh, great. That's a gorgeous resin. That purple and brown. It looks almost like a wood on the Beacon.
Here.
That's a gorgeous combination. Yeah, that's a gorgeous combination. Yeah.
Is that the one or is that the 2.0?
That's the one. It's the original.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yep.
Larry's got one, don't you?
Yes.
Actually,
yeah,
don't you have both?
Into. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the 1 and 2?
The 2 has some white in it.
Oh, okay.
No,
Gives it like
yeah,
it's like a white silver. It gives it a very like a ash type of look to it, but it's still it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the one on your website, it almost looks like it's bicolored. You know, it's got the one, and then they have a strip of that brown or amber.
it's actually gold.
Gold, rather, yeah.
And it depends on how I pour it. I'm getting better, so we're not doing the half and half much anymore.
Oh, okay.
They're more of what I just showed you.
Right.
But
Like
you can
anything
always
else,
go backwards. So
yeah, you
What's
get a
that?
little better as you go.
I think you can always
Actually, I
go
like
backwards
the
if you
half and
if you
half.
like the half and half.
Yeah.
That just makes it easier for them.
Yeah, I like the way that looks. It kind of gives it that night day type thing.
Okay, everybody, when we get off here, everybody turn in an order.
Yeah, because
Go,
Jim's
Jim,
back
go,
at full production.
Jim. And turn in an order, especially for Roberto Francisco Aguilar. There.
That's
I
right.
thought it was Roberto now. It keeps changing.
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
I love it. Love it.
That's all right, Jose. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
The way I see it, as long as the credit card clears, you can call me whatever you want.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I just have to charge a little extra. That's it. Yeah.
There's a name change charge of $24.99 that goes straight to me for my personal pen purchases.
There you
So, Jim, if we put an order in, what kind of a lead time are you on right now?
year.
About 6 weeks.
How many?
About 6 to 8 weeks.
That's not bad at all.
No.
Not
If
bad.
you were, I'd say do it now, because here in the next probably 3 weeks, it's gonna be. We've got what is it? June 13th? Is that when we're doing Triangle?
Yeah, June 13th. So I'll probably start dampening or extending the lead times through show season.
Sure.
Jim,
And it's one of those where like, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, do people have to specify that they want an ebonite feed, or is they just come standard with your pens?
No, they have to specify. It's an upgrade.
Okay.
So we generally just use the plastic ABS that comes with a YOLO or a Bach.
Apart from the 8, doesn't the 8 automatically come with ebonite?
The 8 comes, the Bach number 8 comes automatically with an ebonite housing and feed. If you want it for 6, I call my buddy over at Flexible Nib Factory, and we get you one of theirs and fit it in for you. I keep about 6 or 7 of them on hand for people who want to do that. And for demonstrators like the melted crayon, I also have the clear acrylic feeds.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Question.
So until I can figure out how to produce them cheaply enough, I can't afford to put them in every pen. It jumped the price by $40 across the board.
Well, if people want to pay it, sell it.
Well, if they want it, I don't upcharge those units, so you get them for what I pay for them. I don't have to do anything special to fit them in or anything, so it's just kind of a cost.
So I've tried your steel nibs.
Yeah.
And I've tried your gold nibs, and I've never had a problem with them to this day. They're still beautiful. Never had one problem. I've yet to try your titanium nibs though so far.
Well, come see me in Dallas. We'll see what we can do for you.
I'll be there tomorrow morning. Okay. Next.
That's Friday. Push it to Saturday.
5 minutes.
You're good.
Yeah.
There'll be a whole line of cars out there. The Heinz movement. Okay. Yeah. So
how's Frank on the way?
How's your popularity going on the contest about the nomination and all that good stuff? Remember?
I have no idea. They don't give us updates on voting.
Don't y'all have
So
any inside
I just
contact?
got my fingers crossed. All I know is I can't vote for myself, and Francisco can't vote for me. So
Yeah, actually, I was literally midway through filling out the thing, and I actually decided to read the rules, and sure enough, it's like
Well,
anyone.
Francisco, use your other name. That'll get you in.
It's they go by address.
Use a
and
different address.
subscription.
Oh,
Yeah, it's address and subscription information. But if you're subscribed, if y'all are subscribed, you know, we would more than appreciate you guys voting for us.
I already did. Oh,
Unfortunately, I can't even vote for the other artisans that are nominated in other categories. So like
Part of the
Greg
chat
Hartley was
was
nominated for best metalwork. I can't vote for him either.
yeah, that was part of the chat. You know, hey, you won't vote for yourselves. We'll keep it amongst each other, but can't even do that.
so what does the winner get? A trophy, a ribbon?
It's a little. I think it's a little plaque or a little desk trophy.
It's a little like kind of like glass looking plaque. It says, you know, Pen
Yeah.
World and the year, and then best fill in the blank. So for this one would be best artisan pen.
Yeah, cool. Cool.
Which, going up against Jonathan and Ryan, I mean, it would be a coup if I could win it. But I'm just happy to be nominated. Trust
The
me.
fact that they nominated us was just
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
we were both. I hadn't seen Jim jump in like 6 years, and he got about 4 inches off the ground. And I was like, man,
That's awesome. Well deserved, though.
About time, isn't it, Jim?
I kind of given up hope. It's a tough market to try and get noticed or to get singled out like that, especially nowadays with all the custom makers. So, one of the goals I had when we first started this, talking about this back in like 2014, 2015, was to try and actually just get mentioned in Pen World. And the first time we had our picture from the Chicago Pen Show in Pen World, I jumped then too.
it's humbling.
And for anybody who's subscribing or picks it up at the newsstand, make sure you get June's issue.
Do that.
Okay, Marilyn, don't forget, turn your order in. Do it quick, baby. Let's get it going. All right, folks. Does
Jim.
anybody have any questions for Jim or Francisco? I
Who's that?
have no idea.
I know. Who's that?
It's an imaginary person. Any questions? Don't be bashful. Come on. Wake up. All right, Tony. Tony's.
No, I'm good.
Going
Okay,
once,
you're good.
going twice.
No, I think we've done great with questions tonight.
Mhm.
So, Francisco, I got a question for you. Do you stay pretty busy working with Jim?
Yeah, it's busy keeping him on track.
Have you ever, and I'm going to say it, I don't care who gets mad. Have you ever had a fallout with Jim because he wouldn't agree? You both wouldn't agree on whatever was going to be made or on a price?
Price, yes.
Oh yeah, well,
We butt heads constantly on price.
I can dig that because Jim's hard head about that. I told Jim many months ago, and I'll say it, Jim, you need to raise the price. You're too low. Oh man. Oh no, I don't.
I can tell you we definitely pride ourselves, and I mean I'm okay saying it. Like we're not Kinalea, we're not gonna upcharge a basic pen to $400 on a base
No,
model.
I'm not saying that. No, but
No.
you know,
And at the same time, though, Jim's always been a little too humble
yeah,
and undervalued his work a lot.
yeah,
And
exactly.
there's people who are 6 days old into the business. They've made half a pen and they're already wanting to sell it to you for $250. And it's
Exactly.
just not fair,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yep.
So that's what I was.
I gave up a long time ago arguing with him on price. I basically let him tell me what to put it on the website for, and that's what it stays at. He's been right.
They're still selling.
They're still selling, and he's been right since day one on price. So It just helps us grow. And trust me, I still have a day job that works me more than 40 hours a week. We're not making enough for both of us to retire and live comfortably. This is still, you know, a month to month, year to year kind of grind. You know, it's a labor of love. It's not tremendously profitable.
Well, there's a lot of work involved, yeah, and you just can't give up. You got to keep pushing and pushing and coming out with something new, something that's going to catch the buyer eye, I think, because it's all about the people buying the pens. What do they like the most? How do they like their pens? What kind of price are you putting on the pens? You know, what kind of quality is this? You know, this pen is for $600. Nah. So
yeah, it all factors in, and you know, the biggest thing is to find your niche. You know, we have a following, and it's based off of the uniqueness and the colorfulness of our pens, as well as the customer service. There was a thread on Goulet Nation last night. Somebody was asking, have you ever ordered from Heinz pens? And there were like 13 replies of people, you know, giving me glowing endorsements. It actually made me all warm and fuzzy inside. You know, so it's building and maintaining that kind of reputation.
Yep.
cool. Well, folks, is there anything else that you would like to ask Jim or Francisco while we're on? Nada?
Nope, we're good.
Marilyn, anything? I'll be following. All right. But then I'm going to say, that's going to end tonight's Zoom with Mr. Jim Hinze and his co-partner, Francisco. See, I got that right, didn't I, Francisco?
Yeah.
How many years did it take me? 5, 6 years?
4.5.
Well, that's not too bad. You got to give me some credit. I mean, like, I'm almost 90 years old, dude. So, like, you know.
You are not.
I'm not. I'm
good,
lying.
Marilyn.
No, I'm like, you are not.
So,
well, Larry, as always, thank you for having us on. It's always a pleasure to come on and chat with you guys. I attend your hangouts once in a while. I need to do better at that. Just to come and annoy you.
Yeah, I always enjoy having you on, Jim. Last thing before we go, have you thought about making a pen that's going to represent about the virus, what we went through and experienced for the last 2 years? Something to represent it. I don't know, by style.
No, you can call it the pandemic.
Yeah, got it.
I don't think that they would make pens out of poop, Larry. Sorry.
I got you.
According to Jim, they do.
Right now, I want it.
Pandemic.
Francisco, tell them I want the Heinz pandemic. That's it.
Let me ask you, what colors would you say would be
You wouldn't be able to.
colors?
You couldn't see the color because there'd be a mask over it.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Oh, all right.
You know, you could.
Quick example. Quick example.
Larry,
Say this is
Larry,
our pen.
In all
the pen sleeve could be the mask. That would be awesome.
You could grind up the masks and put them in the resin.
Yeah.
You can put denim in it. You should put a pretty blue mask in it.
You know, look, it's a great idea, and somebody watching this, I guarantee you, there'll be a pen maker out there that's going to run with that idea. There's no way in hell I'm ever going to profit off the last 2 years of misery.
Yeah, right.
I don't want any part of that karma.
Right.
Okay, whoever hears this video out there, you can't steal this idea. We brought it up first. There.
Trademark Larry the Pen Bug Guy's Pandemic.
Yeah. We'll turn loose on you. Yeah, yeah.
I guarantee you there's some maker out there that's going to do something like that.
Yeah.
If I ever did that, all proceeds would go to some charitable organization. I would never.
Can you imagine
never
like COVID green ink
Larry
color
goes,
to go with it?
I volunteer to be the charity.
Send it to me.
Well, Jimmy and Francisco, we got to do this again.
And thank you guys.
You Francisco,
You're welcome.
don't
Thank
hide
you.
from me when I go to the show.
What's that?
Don't hide when I go to the show.
Oh, if you come up with another hat, I'd lost mine from the last show.
Are
If
you
you come
for
up with
real?
another hat, yeah, I don't know where I
I'll
left it.
get you one. I'm not even going to offer Jim nada.
Hey, I still got mine, man.
Nada. You know, he don't even wear it.
I wore mine all the time.
I'll order one today for you. Just for you, Francisco.
You know, it's only been like 6 months that I've been asking Jim for another one.
I plan on going to the Dallas Pen Show if I'm not ill or nothing, please. But I'll probably bring you some coffee from Starbucks, a big thing, and some donuts or something. No.
Well, we'll do donuts like we did last year, or the year before last. We had a big box of Krispy Kremes for everybody.
Deal.
Cool. So remember, Jim Hinze.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, everybody.
And don't forget Francisco. Can't forget Francie. And I'm going to order yours in a minute, Francisco. All right.
Thank you, Larry.
Cool. Bye.